What is good, YouTube? It's Coach Ryan Rizuki, and today we're going to be going over post moves. I've worked with a lot of post players, 6'9", little taller, a little shorter, a lot of guys that will play post, whether it's collegiately or professionally. And so one of the biggest things that we're always going to be talking about is the way that they draw contact, the way that they use their feet, and the way that they get into their shots. So, of course, if you've seen me play, I love to get into the post and post people up into my fadeaways or go into like pump fakes and step throughs and stuff, etc. So I'm going to be showing you a couple of those things. I'm not going to be going too fast because I want you to really be able to pay attention to the movements and exactly how you should be doing them. I'm going to start right here with this clip, and the first thing that you want to notice is as the offensive player, you always want your shoulder facing the rim. Your chest will face the nail, and this allows you to see the entire floor and prepare for your kickouts, see your double teams, and understand the spacing on the floor and where you need to get to. Next, you're going to notice a lot of bumps. So I want to hit at least once or twice shoulder to chest, and then you can turn around into your fade or come back into your half spin. Regardless, using these bumps is going to create more separation, so you'll have to fade less. And the less that we can fade, the better. Now that you understand those two principles, you can notice why I have my shoulder facing the rim and I don't ever play back to the basket. And I'm also going to have my chest facing the nail. If you don't know where the nail is, that's directly in the middle of the free throw line. So I catch the ball, shoulder to rim, chest to nail. And then after I bounce it, I can go into this little hop that will allow me to either turn middle or turn baseline. Another piece that many of you don't understand is that yes, you are allowed to pick up your pivot foot to shoot or to pass. So once I establish my right foot as my pivot foot, once I go into this fake, I will then lift my right foot and go into my shot. You would obviously know that Dirk Nowitzki did this a lot if you studied his post game, and Kobe and a lot of other players would lift their pivot foot to shoot their fadeaways. Totally legal. So the next piece here in understanding is that I'm going to go into this move, right? So first I want to look at shooting this fadeaway every time. After I step away from the basket, my next step will be towards the basket. So of course I score in this reverse, I score in my up and under, or I score in my pump fake and reverse pivot. After that, I'm gonna look to go into a move, back to the basket, and then back away from the basket. So it always starts in kind of a 1-2-3 pattern. First you shoot that fade, then you get your up and under, and then you go back away from the basket again. So just giving you multiple options once you establish the pivot. Now that you understand all of those principles, this becomes a lot easier. Shoulder to rim. I'm going to slam the ball and go into a hop, so I have not established a pivot. I choose the right foot as the pivot, I lift it, I shoot. These are all things we just talked about. On this next example, I will do the same thing, shoulder to rim. I will then hop and establish my left foot as my pivot, lift, and shoot. This, regardless of either way that I go, is going to be my first option. Once I've shot that a few times, they will then start to jump, and it'll open up my pump fakes. So here I establish the right foot as the pivot, pump fake to my left ear, bring the ball over the head. Once the defender has jumped, I now have an open layup. So that is my away from the basket and then back to it. So this time, slam, hop, establish right foot as pivot, pump fake, step through. They guarded both of those things, but they can't guard this also. So now I open up into my last fadeaway here, easy bucket. No matter which way I turn, I'm always gonna have the option to fade, step back to the basket, and then step back away from the basket, and then even lastly, if I need to, step back to the basket again. I was able to find a pretty good clip of Kawhi stepping away from the basket looking to shoot this fade. Option 1 is not available, so he ducks underneath, steps through, and attempts to get a layup on the left side. Option 2, not available. Steps back away, looks to shoot the fade. That's not open. So then he steps back to the basket and he's able to get this last one, option 4. It's all about just understanding how to step away, step to it, step away, and step to it, and using your pivots to find the most open and available shot. Oftentimes after you pump fake, if the defense doesn't fully commit, you're able to pump fake, and then they're afraid that they don't want to jump on the pump fake. So instead what happens is the shot actually becomes open and available. So as you're able to turn and pump, their hands might go up, but they're scared to jump because they don't want to get beat on it up and under. So instead they keep the ground. So after the pump fake, the shot is often available. Kobe would do this all the time. Regardless if you're a big guard or a hefty big or slender, no matter what, your footwork will always be consistent in a nice way to get you open shots without having to do too much off the bounce. Just simply being able to make the first option. If you can shoot that fade or you can shoot that hook and you can get that easily, then that opens up a whole world of footwork that you can use to pump fake and step into your shots or use your body and attack certain angles. I always want to give a huge shout out to those of you who are subscribing, and for those of you who continue to share this with your friends. Please, 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 if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. I have a lot of good stuff coming for you guys as well, and a lot of things that I want to share and help you guys to continue improving. Now, also a huge shout out to those of you who bought my merch. If you look down below my video, you can definitely see it right there. Shooter Shoot and my sniper, and I will be coming out with some new designs here for the holidays as well. Thank you guys again. I'll catch you in the next one.